we're going to worship this morning. We can't wait to worship with you. So stand up, join with our motions, and sing along with us this morning. I don't know where you lay your head or where you call your home. I don't know where you eat your meals or where you talk on the phone. I don't know if you got a cook, a butler, or a maid. I don't know if you got a yard with a hammock in the shade. But come and go with me to my Father's house. Come and go with me to my Father's house. It's a big, big house with lots and lots of room. A big, big table with lots and lots of food. It's a big, big yard where we can play football. Touchdown, big, big house. It's my Father's house. I don't know if you got some shelter, say a place to hide. I don't know if you live with friends in whom you can confide. I don't know if you got a family, say a mom or dad. I don't know if you feel love at all, but I bet you wish you had. So come and go with me to my Father's house. Come and go with me to my Father's house. It's a big, big house with lots and lots of room. A big, big table with lots and lots of food. A big, big yard where we can play football. Touchdown, it's a big, big house. It's my Father's house. Sing that again with us. Come and go. So come and go with me to my Father's house. Come and go with me to my Father's house. It's a big, big house with lots and lots of room. A big, big table with lots and lots of food. A big, big yard where we can play football. A big, big house. So come and go with me to my Father's house. Come and go with me to my Father's house. It's a big, big house with lots and lots of room. A big, big table with lots and lots of food. A big, big yard where we can play football. Touchdown, big, big house. It's my Father's house.
Hey kids, my name is Jensen Elias, and how many of you guys know Pastor Sarah? Yep, I know her too, and so she asked me this morning to come in and, hey Jensen, I need you to record a lesson. So hey, here I am, and I'm really excited for you guys to be able to hear an amazing story of the Bible. We've been going through the armor of God. And in the armor of God, what we're going to be looking at today, the shield of faith, it will help us grow in strength. Okay? The shield of faith will help us grow in strength. And there's one character in the Bible that we see that he has great faith. We see him actually using the faith like a shield against the enemy. And that is the character of Gideon. The character of Gideon and the person of Gideon shows us amazing faith. It actually talks about it in Judges chapter 7. And if you guys have your Bibles, you guys can turn them on or ask your mom and dad and tell them, hey, open up the Bible to Judges chapter 7, verse 1. And it says this, early in the morning, Gideon and all his men camped at the spring of Harod. The camp of Midian was north of them in the valley near the hill of Moreh. The Lord said to Gideon, you have too many men. I cannot deliver Midian into their hands, or Israel would boast against me. My own strength has saved me. Now announce to the army, anyone who trembles with fear may turn back and leave the Mount Gilead. So 22,000 men left while 10,000 remained. There's this moment here where God's telling him, hey, there's too many men. And if you guys go out into battle and you guys win, they will start boasting that it was because of them and their power and their strength and not the strength of the shield, right? The shield of faith. It will not be good for them to win like this. So he sends these men away. But the Lord said to Gideon, right, there were still too many men. Take them down to the water, and I will thin them out for you there. If I say this one shall go with you, he shall go. But if I say this one shall not go with you, he shall not go. So Gideon took the men down to the water. There the Lord told him, separate those who lap the water with their tongues as a dog laps from those who kneel down to drink. So there's these men that go to the river, right? They're going to the water and they're going to start drinking it like they're dogs, right? And there's going to be some that actually drink of it like that, right? And he's saying, hey, if those that drink like dogs, send them home. Send them home. And what happens actually is that Gideon separates the men that drink like this and drink like that. And he's actually left with such a small number. We had like 30,000 men. And now we're left with like 300 of them. And the Bible actually continues on, and it actually says this in verse 13. Gideon arrived just as a man was telling a friend his dream. I had a dream, he was saying. I had a dream that a round loaf of barley bread came tumbling into the Midianite camp. It struck the tent with such force that the tent overturned and collapsed. His friend responded, this can be nothing other than the sword of Gideon, son of Joash, the Israelite. God has given the Midianites and the whole camp into his hands. When Gideon heard the dream and its interpretation, he bowed down and worshipped. He returned to the camp of Israel and called out, get up. The Lord has given the Midianite camp into your hands, dividing the 300 men into 3 companies. Now he's dividing the 300 men that there were, he's dividing them into 3 different companies. He placed trumpets and empty jars in their hands, and all of them with torches inside. Watch me, he told them. Follow my lead. When I get to the edge of the camp, do exactly as I do. When I and all who are with me blow our trumpets, then from all around the camp blow yours and shout, for the Lord and for Gideon. They shouted out like this. And Gideon and the 300 men, they reached the edge of the camp, and at the beginning of the middle watch, just after they had changed guard, the Midianites, they blew their trumpets and broke their jars that were in their hands. The 3 companies blew the trumpets, smashed the jars, and boom! A sword for the Lord and for Gideon. While each man held his position around the camp, all the Midianites ran, crying out as they fled. When 300 trumpets sounded, the Lord caused the men throughout the camp to turn on each other with others with their swords and to start attacking each other. Some of you guys are probably wondering, whoa, this story is really intense, and it is. But we see here the faith of Gideon. He starts off with a big number of people. 30,000 people, right? Around there. And God starts reducing their numbers. Hey, if you guys go out and attack, you guys will think it's because of you. And there are moments in our lives where we sometimes will find ourselves in places where God will ask things of us to do that we sometimes do not comprehend. Some of you guys know what 2 + 2 = 4. You guys are good at math. You guys are good at science. And you guys understand logic, right? And you guys understand what makes sense. But sometimes God asks things that do not make sense sometimes. For example, sometimes there will be people in your life and kids that will go up to you and they'll say not nice things. They won't be good to you. They won't be nice to you. And you know what God is asking from me and from you? To go ahead and be nice to them. Right? That doesn't make sense, right? In our own logic, it's if they're being mean to me, I'm going to be mean to them as well. But that's not what God is asking from us to do. He's saying, hey, if they're mean to you, I want you to love on them. I want you to care for them. I want you to pray for them. He's asking from us to do these things that sometimes may not make sense. And to our minds, we want things to go out the way that we want them to sometimes, right? Even with our parents, right? We ask them from things because we want them. But sometimes Our parents know that it's not good for us to get that candy late at night because I'm going to get more cavities. They know what's best for us. Hey, you've been eating too much food outside and I need more veggies and I need more greens. They know what's best for me. And so my job is to have the shield of faith and to trust in God that He's going to do what He's going to do. And only He knows the plan. We see like this. And God is like a man on the roof that sees the whole picture. He sees what's around the corner. He sees what's around the block. He sees everything. The story ends that they sounded their trumpets, right? And they said, for the Lord and for Gideon. And the trumpets, when they right? That it actually caused these men, these men to start attacking each other. Bah, bah. And that's how they won the fight. That's how the Israelites won, because they trusted in God. I mean, think about it. Imagine I had a trumpet and I was gonna, win the war with that. If I told you that, you probably would be like, no, this guy's Miss Sarah, like, get him off the camera. Like, that is not right. What would happen? But that's what God told them. Hey, sound the trumpets and I will give you the victory. Trust in me. Have the shield of faith and trust that I will give you the victory. And that's what God's saying to you and to me today. That we must have the shield of faith. That when the enemy causes us to have moments of doubt, moments where we feel, oh man, I don't know if this is going to happen, that He wants us to trust in Him. It's easy to trust in God when things are going good. But you want to know what's the crazy thing about our faith being placed on when things are going good? That the only thing that the enemy needs to do to kill our faith is to attack the things that are going good. And if the things that are going good start going bad, then we start losing our faith because we have put our faith in the things of this world and the things that we thought were good. But God is telling us, hey, I want you to have faith in me. Because I am faithful, because I am God, because I am the Lord, and I am just, I am good, I am full of mercy and goodness and love, and there is no flaw in me. You can trust in me. It's one thing to ask God for signs, and Gideon asked God for signs. Hey, if you do this, then God, then I will know. And it's good to do that, but sometimes the having on the shield of faith is actually saying, hey, even no matter what comes, I'm going to believe in you, God. I'm going to have faith. It's like Sarah asking me right now, like, the trust fall, right? Pastor Sarah, trust fall, right? Back. And I fall back and she catches me. She's going to be like, yeah, man, you trusted in me. Let's go. But imagine if I was facing Pastor Sarah and I told her, hey, Pastor Sarah, I'm ready to trust in you. And she told me, okay, go back and I'm going to catch you. She's standing right in front of me. How is she going to catch me? That's the type of faith that God wants us from us. He wants us to have that faith that, man, it's incredible because it's God. Only you can save us. Only you can rescue us. Only you can give us the victory. But I have to have my shield of faith. I want to thank you guys all for joining us. And I want you guys to say with me the memory verse, okay? So tell your dad, tell your mom, hey, open up the Bible again, okay? So we're going to be reading the verse of the day. And I want you guys to memorize it. Every single day throughout the week, I want you guys to take the time to memorize this verse. Because when you memorize the verse, when the doubt comes, you'll be able to remember God's truth for your life. Say it with me. So put on all of God's armor. Evil days will come, but... say it with me, but you will be able to stand up to anything. Thank you guys all so much for hearing, and I love you guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.